Guitar Summit 2025 in Mannheim. We're here at the Martin booth with the new CEO, Thomas Ripsam. Thomas, how does it feel to be the first non-family member to lead the Martin group?
Yeah, still feels very good. And it's not so new anymore. It's a little bit over 4 years now, so I've been around a little bit with Martin, and it feels great to be part of the Martin journey. Obviously, there's a lot of heritage and a lot of greatness that happened before me, right? For the last 191 years or so before I joined. So I joined something that was great. And, we try to continue to make it better and better. And I think we're on a good path.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us something a little bit about how your connection to music, where did that come from, and your professional career before joining Martin?
Yeah. So I started to listen to music as a child, listen to my dad's singles collection. And when I listened to Elvis Presley, Heartbreak Hotel, and My Baby Left Me, and That's Alright, the guitar really stuck out for me. And then I learned to play the guitar in my teen years, and since then they've been part of me, very important, and music is important, guitars are important. And writing, I love to write music and record music. So that's always been really important. My career before Martin's was in business, and I worked for some top consulting firms, working with companies in consumer goods like Pepsi or tech like Hewlett-Packard and others, and retail. On those companies' biggest problems or opportunities. And that's what I do at Martin now, right? What I do at Martin with the team is, constantly think about what are the biggest opportunities for us. Who are the players out there? What are their needs? And how do we make ourselves more connected and communicate? And how can we lead this industry in our segment? Because that's how we see ourselves. We want to be the leaders. When it comes to products, when it comes to artists, when it comes to how we connect with players, and sustainability also. So there's a lot of what leadership means for us, but our aspiration is to be exactly that. And it's a lot of work every day to make sure that we don't just rely on the past, right, but we also think about what's happening today and what's going to happen tomorrow. And we do all the things that keep us relevant.
Mm-hmm. Talking about the past, there are many achievements in acoustic guitar technology that are attributed to Martin, like the invention of the dreadnought, the X-bracing, and the putting the neck joint from the 12th to the 14th fret. Yep. Can you elaborate a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think the guitar, the craftsmanship, and the features of guitars and how you build guitars certainly has evolved over that long time frame. But I would also say, it's not constant big innovation, mm-hmm, right? Some of the examples you mentioned, like the X-bracing or the change to 14th fret, it happened in kind of big phases. But there's a lot of smaller experimentation, innovation that is happening all the time. If you look at our guitars now that we have, we have guitars where we do skeletonized bracing, right? Mm-hmm. Our Inception Maple. We have guitars where we print images on wood on the top with Memaki printers, and that's an innovative way to create more possibilities with tops, mm-hmm, right? And so, I think we always think about how can we broaden what we offer, right? I'm a painter also, so I always think about a palette that we have, right? A palette of different models, feature styles, and we constantly think about how can we broaden that. Mm-hmm. We have a CEO 11 here that I actually designed with our team, that uses German white oak as sides and back. And German white oak is not a traditional tone wood that you often see on on acoustic guitars. But we use that, it's a quadruple O size style, right, and an M model. It has a new color, New Horizons blue with a burst. All this requires application or innovation to create something that sounds like a Martin, looks like class, right? We don't want to create anything that looks cheap. Nothing here on this guitar looks cheap. So the tone, the quality, the visual aesthetics, the ability to work with different tone widths and create instruments that just sound great. That's, I think, very, very close to our heart. And innovation continues to be a big part of that, but it's not the big innovation. You don't come up with an X bracing all the time.
Yeah, right.
It's smaller innovations that help us to push the envelope a little bit.
When you go to the Martin website, you see plenty of models. Can you tell us a little bit about how the product portfolio is splitted? What are the branches of it?
Yeah, I mean, there are different aspects to that. You could say one aspect is we have our traditional lines, like our standard line, right, which basically has the D28, the D18, the triple O's, standard series that's been part of our portfolio for a long time. So that's more the traditional path. And then we have more the modern new guitars like the Inception Maple or this one. So traditional, new. The other thing I would say is if you look at different sizes of guitars, right? I mean, we have a certain way how we classify that, from single O to quadruple O to dreadnought. And so there are different shapes to the guitars. We offer a lot of variety there. There are different inlays, right, and design features that are probably tied to different price points. And so that also creates a lot of variety for us. With our most treasured guitar right now for sale is our 3 millionth guitar. 3 millionth because we hit a milestone of producing 3 million guitars. That one sells for $1.5 million, and it took 2 years to make, design and make. So that's another aspect to think about our products. And then of course the materials we use, right? The materials we use, different tone widths, some traditional tone widths, some new tone widths. We also use materials like veneers and HPL for our lower end or low to mid end products. So materials also create variety. So I think it's not always the easiest when you go to our website to really understand. If you don't know exactly what you want, how do I pick, right? But I think it's about kind of what's your budget, what do you already have in your collection, if you have a collection. Are you looking for something more traditional or maybe new, different? And then, how important is comfort to you, right? Smaller bodied, create different comfort levels than bigger bodied. And of course the tone and what kind of music do you want to create or play also plays into the role. So those are some of the things when I think about this question.
Right. Yeah. When you, a few years ago, not so long ago, you came with the SC series, which came for some users as a big surprise because that was more or less a fusion between traditional, modern,
right?
And also electric guitar feeling almost in a way. How did that idea spring from?
Yeah, I think you mentioned it. It was thinking about more electric guitar players, but also creating something that's more modern, right? With the shape, the playability. Those initial models were always designed with the idea that the SC would become what we call a platform, right? So that we can expand. It originated in Mexico originally. Now the models that we offer are US models as well. So we're expanding the SC models that we have available, and the guitar created some really positive resonance with players. It's become quite popular, and so we're gonna continue to build on that, right? And some of the new versions were all based also on getting feedback from players, getting feedback from dealers and our partners on what kind of features or things they would like to see if we make more models out of the SC platform.
Right. What are new developments or new things you have in the pipeline that users can look forward to?
Well, we have a lot of very exciting things in our pipeline. This is a great example that we just announced yesterday. Michael Ackerfeld's signature model. Michael Ackerfeld plays with Opeth, and I've been a longtime fan of the Opeth band and Michael's music. And our artist pipeline is incredible, and we have a lot of projects for several years out. So, and some of the new announcements will start soon, actually. So even this year we have a few more artist models that are coming up. So artists, always really important for us. We have an incredible spectrum, including some artists that very few people probably would think about. Like this is a good example, right? Yeah. Metal and Martin, absolutely, that works. And then we always introduce lots of new products. Last year we actually tallied it. We had something like 70 new products. Right now they are not all brand new, from scratch created products. Some of those are variations. It also includes the custom shop pieces. Right. But new products are a big source for us of pushing the envelope, doing more, offer more. But it also gets us excited. We love these projects. So that's new. Sustainability, which to us is a big deal. We continue to do a lot of things there. In October, we're going to have a sustainability summit. It's an event where we invite stakeholders from across the music industry, politics, science, to spend time on talking about real practicability of being sustainable. We're going to hear from companies to hear what works, what they do, best practices, but specifically applied to the music industry. And so we want to create more visibility around sustainability, and we want to play a leadership role to do it. Right. So lots of stuff, lots of different areas, and that's what keeps us excited about what we do. Right. Yeah.
Okay, so one last question, which might be a tough one.
Okay.
If we had to pick only one Martin for the Lonely Island for the rest of your life, which model would that be?
That's impossible. That's impossible because I love different models. I don't have the favorite model, but if you ask me if I absolutely would have to pick, I probably would pick my MC68 because that was my first one that I bought. It's been with our family for a long time, and there's an emotional connection. But that's hard because I don't like the question. I don't want to be forced to pick one because I back to the painting and thinking about this more as a palette. I love the ability to play different Martins for different situations and moments and feel, or an artist I think about that leads me to a Martin that I think about that once. So, but yeah, if you force me, that would be my answer.
Okay. So thank you so much for taking your time.
Thank you, Heiko. Yep, pleasure.